Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you out to our last football game of the season. We'd like to take a few minutes to honor our senior football players and our senior cheerleaders. We'll start with number 81, Jeremy Brown. Jeremy is the son of Clay and Anita Jo Brown of Bruce. Next we have number 25, Josh Chandler. Josh is the son of Robert and Billy Jean Chandler of Big Creek. Next we have number 78, Kevin Fleming. Kevin is the son of Earl and Teresa Fleming of Big Creek. Next is number 65, John Ivy. John is the son of Jimmy and Nancy Ivy of Bruce. Next we have number 72, Brandon Lawson. Brandon is the son of Frankie and Debbie Lawson of Calhoun City. Next we have number 66, Colby Sprayberry. Colby is the son of James and Tammy Sprayberry of Bruce. Next we have number 31, Rusty Seagull. Rusty is the son of Danny Seagull of Bruce and Brenda Seagull of Calhoun City. Next we have number 20, Caleb Winfield. Caleb is the son of Tommy Winfield of Meridian and Teresa Seagull of Bruce. Our senior cheerleaders are Jeannie Arrington. Jeannie is the daughter of David and Sherry Arrington of Costa. Haley Mitchell. Haley is the daughter of Gary and Becky Mitchell of Bruce. Andy Parker. Andy is the daughter of Ed and Melissa Parker of Calhoun City and Patsy Parker of Tupelo. Kelly Ruth. Kelly is the daughter of Tony and Annette Ruth of Bruce. And Brooke Warner. Brooke is the daughter of Jim and Teresa Warner of Big Creek. These are our senior players and our senior cheerleaders. Give them a big round like to say a special thanks to our cheerleader sponsors who have worked hard with the cheerleaders all year and have cheered these football players on. Miss Teresa Seagal, Miss Teresa Warner, and Miss Sheila Ferguson. Would you come to the field, please?
I get back, you get over there.
Thanks for all your hard work and good luck tonight, guys. Let's go.
Good evening. Welcome. Another exciting Friday night football at Billy D. Cook Field. I am Chris Chandler, joined by Adam Gore. And we're here at Calhoun Academy's last home football game for the 2000 season. And Cougars coming off a loss last week at East Holmes will take on North Sunflower tonight. It's the last team, both teams, neither one of them were able to make the Class A playoff this year. So as the captains come away, we're getting ready for the prayer and the national anthem. Adam, we come off last week. They had kind of had a little disappointing game last week. The kids just didn't seem like they played up to par. Seemed to play as good as they could, but either way it goes, we're coming out tonight, try to see a good game, and just try to end the season on a good note. Try to come out and have a good game tonight.
Yeah, especially for these seniors. It's senior appreciation night after we had the festivities earlier in the ball game here at Billy D. Cook Field. And anyway, you want to go out for the season with a win, especially for the seniors. As you said, the guys didn't really have a up to par game last week. And it's sort of disappointing for the guys and the coaching staff. I knew they could have went in and beat East Holmes and knocked them out of the playoffs. But in the fourth quarter, or really the second half, it's just sort of dwindled away. They was playing with them all throughout the ball game. Had a fumble, and the guys just got down on themselves. But tonight, hopefully, they can come around. They really don't want to come to this ball game with a big head, because you and I was watching this North Sunflower team before the ball game, and they have a kicker. That's all you can say. If they're inside the 30, they're going to kick a field goal, and the way that kid was kicking, they're more than likely going to make it.
Adam, he was out there kicking from we were sitting near a spot, and he was at the 45, so that'd be a 55-yard field goal. He kicked several 55-yard field goals. So I wish I could kick like that. I'd be playing somewhere right now.
And that is the case, as we'll be getting ready here for the national anthem, as we'll keep it here, and we'll be back after this with more Calhoun Academy football action.
Get the game going. Get the game going.
Let's go, say.
Would everyone please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the national anthem? Let us pray. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day and thank you for the many blessings of life. And Lord, we come to you thanking you tonight for these young men to come out tonight. Lord, we thank you for the protection of the visiting team tonight and for the safe journey here. And God, we just ask tonight that you might look over these boys as they play tonight and protect each one from injury. And Lord, just pray that each one would have a Christ-like attitude tonight, Lord, as we participate. And Lord, we thank you for the privilege, Lord, to be able to come out and publicly pray and ask for your guidance and for your protection. And Lord, we want to ask a special thanks tonight, Lord, for our seniors, and pray that you might bless them throughout this year and, Lord, throughout their lives. And Lord, bless them in a special way. And Lord, we thank you most of all for Jesus, who died on that cross, Lord, that we might have eternal life. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so worthy we have?
And we're back down to the field, Billy D. Cook Field. As we said, it is Senior Appreciation Night, and the seniors' names have been marked on the field. So this is a big night here for Calhoun Academy. We want to go out and win, especially for the seniors this year. You know, Chris, we talked about earlier, last week it was a disappointing loss, sort of a disappointing season. They lost their first 2 games by 5 that they felt should have won. And, of course, if they could have picked up that Central Holmes game win that time, it could have been a big key for them in order to make the playoffs and just get momentum back in their side.
It is true, Adam. They had a big upset loss to Central Holmes, where it seemed like they had the ball game in hand, just let a couple opportunities mess up, and then you look at a couple other games down the road that they just didn't. Sometimes they just didn't play up to par the way they should have had, and they just come out real sluggish and just didn't get it going throughout the whole game. But you know, all in said and everything, this is being their last game. Let's just get out there tonight, and I know they have it in mind. Get out there tonight, play as hard as they can, and just enjoy themselves. This is for the seniors maybe their last football game to play, especially here in the green uniform. So I know they want to come out with a win and just have a good time and just really play good.
Cougars have Rusty Stigall and Tyler Parker back to receive the kick, and the kick I believe is going to be number 24 or maybe 21. We'll say 24. Cummings for the Rebels. Of course, we said about earlier, this kid right here, he's got a foot on him. He's kicking 55-yard field goals barefooted, so we should see some interesting kicking out of him tonight.
Stigall and Parker back deep to receive for the Cougars. Comes in with the kick. Will be taken around the 5-yard line by Tyler Parker. Tyler Parker has a couple of blockers inside. Takes it toward the outside with some. Tyler Parker takes about a 47-yard kickoff return out to the 49-yard line. So Cougars begin 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Have Rusty Stigall, Tyler Parker in the backfield along with Josh Chandler at quarterback. You have Josh Hamilton wide out. You have Jeremy Brown or Dudley at wide out. John Ivey, Kobe Sprayberry, Jared Davis, Jonathan Stigall, and Kevin Fleming out at line. Ball's hand faked in there, kept by Josh Chandler. Pitched again to Rusty Stigall, and Stigall breaks it out in the open. Stigall breaks it down the sideline. That would be a touchdown, a 49-yard touchdown being there by Stigall. Josh Chandler kept it around the end, and at the last minute of being drugged down, was able to get the pitch and there to Rusty Stigall for the score. So Cougars able to put some points on the board real early tonight, Adam.
Yeah, right there. That's how you're supposed to run the option. You take it, hold on the ball till you can't hold on to it no more. As they did a good job that time. Chandler just holding on to the ball till he is almost halfway down the ground. Just pitched off to Stigall. Stigall took care of it from there. Good job by the Cougars. One play, 6 points on the board. And we'll see what they elect to do here. If they're going to take and try to kick it, or if they're going to take and go back and try to go for 2. Of course, their kicking game has not been that strong this year, as we see the Cougars sending Josh Chandler to the far side of the visitor side. I believe the visitor team does have their kicking tee, so they do have it. So they are going to go for the point after attempt here with the kicking. So this is going to be interesting to see how well the Cougars do here. And, of course, as we said, this Cougar team should have – this North Sunflower team, they've been short man this year. And, of course, it's hard to play with only 13 players on your team. Maybe I think believe they have 14 players, as they did play Strider last week. So they could be banged up. So this is going to be a tough game for North Sunflower tonight, which we should see our Cougars come out victorious.
Well, it was a little miscue on the snap. Rush Stigall wasn't able to completely hold the ball. And Tyler Parker did his best job he could, just trying to get the ball up and get it over. I thought the ball was actually going to go over the uprights there for a moment.
Yeah, sort of like a little pump fake kick that time, I guess you can say, as they brought the Frisbees back out. And Chris, you remember last time we had a Frisbee, there it comes again. Bot got hit. And I'll tell you what, it hadn't been a good year for me with the touchdown celebrations, footballs, and Frisbees. I got hit at Bruce and hit here, so maybe I can break the streak tonight.
Cougars did start in the very first play from scrimmage. They had Rush Stigall took it in along the right side for 49 yards. So right now they go into the rushing game. The rushing game seems to work so far in the very first drive. I mean, you get the ball, a great kickoff return back up to around the 49-yard line, and then one play touchdown. So We've seen some big things from this Cougar team all year. They just couldn't seem to really put together a couple of drives when they really needed it, and really turning points of the game. So we'll have look like maybe Kevin Fleming back kicking to kick deep for the Cougars.
Yeah, go back to that Cougars offense. You talk about the running game. Take away Vardaman. This Cougar team's got the best pair of running backs. Of course, Vardaman has the infamous O.D. Armstrong and a good prospect coming up in Greg Horton. But Tyler Parker and Rusty Stigall has done a great job this year for the Cougars in the backfield.
Yes, they have, Adam. Then we're back to kickoff. Will be picked up. Will be rolled out of bounds. So Cougars kick goes out of bounds. Speaking of Odie and Vardaman and everything, I've sat there and looked in the papers all through the Clarion Ledger and the Tupelo Journal, and Odie just seems to have a big year. Just his name comes up just anytime you talk about 1A football.
Yeah, the only year I believe Odie has not had a 1,000-yard rushing year be his freshman year. I believe that was he had 731 yards that year. That's impressive for a freshman.
It is. So North Sunflower Rebels will start their own, look like 35-yard line. Come to the line of scrimmage, and your quarterback going to be like number 8, Rickles. Be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, and the handoff is given in, and he is stacked by a whole slew of Cougars. Adam, I know last week you weren't able to attend the game. You're off filming elsewhere, but last week the Cougars did a great job of just, last week every time they went to tackle somebody, it wasn't just one Cougar, it was like 4 or 5 guys just firing to the ball, and a couple of guys from the chain game just told me, said, we were the best team all year that they had faced, that East Holmes had faced, that it seemed like everybody was trying to get the tackle, not just one person.
Of course, and we've seen that throughout the season this year with Cougars. We've seen a lot more action out of the Cougars this year, thanks to some of our sponsors that we'll be getting to later in the ball game. As North Sunflower does have the ball, give is to the last man through, getting the backfield, but the big guy rumbles forward for what looks like a gain of additional 3, maybe 4 yards.
That was number 44, Lindsey, on the carry. Lindsey was the first carry the first time, so come up, and it looked like it'll be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go for the Rebels. Cougars defense has played pretty solidly the past few games. Just a lot of miscues and a lot of mistakes and turnovers has really caused the other team to be able to put themselves in a great position to score.
Yeah, that has been the case. We've seen it on the Cougars will let go of big plays, and once that happens, they get their head down.
Is the carry in there, look like for gain of about 3 yards in there for Lindsey. So it'll bring up about 4th and a long 1 yard to go. Winfield in on the tackle. Adam, Lindsey's a big old kid out there. He's running the ball pretty good. It's up the middle. They just running bang, bang, hard-nosed football right now.
Yeah, right now I would go for it. I have a big kid like that right there. He's got 3 yards of play so far. So, hey, it's 4th down and 1. Just give it to him again. Just let him get his momentum built up and pick up the 1st down.
It is 4th and 1. Ball's given in to the halfback, and he fights and gains some yardage in there. You have Caleb Whittenfield and looks like number 31, Rusty Stigall, on the tackle. Not quite see what number the running back is out there. But he did pick up the 1st down. It'll be number 2. However Adam wants to pronounce that name.
What did I say? De La Hoyce.
So we'll bring up 1st down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Rickles brings them up to the line of scrimmage. His sweep out going to De La Hoyce out to the wide. Tackle made in there by number 42, Jesse Turner.
Well, I'll tell you what, the kind of backfield this Rebels teams have, the Cougars might as well get ready for a lot of smash mouth football. They got a big guy in the backfield that can take and run out, has good speed, either run the ball or blocking. I mean, He's a big guy, so he's going to be the main part of their offense. So the Cougars might as well just get ready tonight, seeing a lot of smash mouth football. So they have to get in the backfield and just take the initial blocker out, and then just see if they can get somebody pursuing on the tackle.
Well, it is second down and about 5 yards to go along 4. Rickles come up to the line of scrimmage. He has Delahousse and Lindsay in the backfield. Pitch is given to Lindsay out to the left side and tackled in there good by Tyler Parker. Tyler Parker read the play perfectly and was able to get in and get the feet out from under Lindsay there for the tackle. Looks like a loss of about a yard. So to bring up about third down and about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards to go.
Yeah, that's what you got to do right there. Good job by Tyler. He was easily outsized that time by the running back from North Sunflower, so he did what he had to. He took his legs out from under him. Once you do that, the big man came down for a loss. As you said, we'll say third down and we'll say solid 5 to go.
But I'm talking about Tyler Parker. He will be a big factor for the Cougars in the next few years to come, because he has had a great year rushing the football this year and an excellent year at the linebacker position. He's been on many tackles, and I've been keeping the stat for him defensively for past, I say, 6 games. I know he's been up around double figures in tackles about every game.
So it's 4th down and 6 to go here for North Sunflower. It looks like they're going to be back elected punt. And I tell you what, if I'm the Cougars, I believe this one right here is going to go to the back of the end zone. This kid's got a leg on him. Good back snap. Kick is up, and it is away, sort of angled towards the sideline.
It will be returned by Josh Hamilton. Picked up around the 15-yard line and taken out across the 25, like the 26, maybe 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Calhoun Academy, 27-yard line.
So this is where the Cougars are going to take over. It took them one play while ago to put 6 points on the board, so we'll see what they're able to do this time. We saw the Cougars line up in yet another formation that we have not seen out of this team so far this year. So Coach Wingate mixing it up once again in another game. Tell you what, this Coach Wingate, he's a good coach. He likes to think about it. He studies a lot of film, and he sees what other teams' weaknesses are and where they might be vulnerable at, and so he takes advantage of that. He sets up plays certain for that team so that he can take advantage of the miscues and stuff.
The ball is caught and pulled in by Jeremy Brown, and a pass to Josh Chandler from gain of what looks like about 36 yards on the play. So it was a great pass and a great catch in there by Jeremy Brown. Adam, I know we've talked about Jeremy Brown a lot this year, and one game in particular we sit there and watch and wonder why they didn't go to Jeremy, but they went to Jeremy in the past few games, and Jeremy's been able to pull in some good catches. Yeah,
Jeremy's been a solid senior this year for the team. As we've said many times here, we don't wonder why they hadn't thrown to him. And right there gives an example of why we say they needed to get the ball more in Jeremy Brown's hands. He can take and catch the ball, and after he does, he's solid at holding on to it. If there's a little quick pass out to Parker, which went over his head, they might say that was they're going to say that was a pass in the backfield. So the turnover gives the ball back to North Sunflower. And this team right here, Cougars defense, might just step it up one more time. North Sunflower might not win a game all year, but those are the type teams that are most dangerous. They're going to come out, they're going to play their best, wanting to win, especially with this being the last game on the road. They have nothing to lose right here. Really, none of these teams really do, since they're not making it to the playoffs. But this North Sunflower team really has nothing to lose. I mean, they haven't picked up a win all season. This Cougar team could be coming in, overlooking it and say, hey, they haven't won a game yet, so we might have a little bit easier game here. But that's whenever teams are most dangerous, whenever they come in wanting blood.
That is true, Adam. I mean, you really have to give everything out to North Sunflower here. They are playing with 13. We see, say 14 people out there, and that does make a difference. You don't have anybody that can really come in, and you have a couple kids hurt, then that right there just limits your ball club all year to just a few.
Well, a trio of seniors on the tackle that time, led by Josh Chandler. Also in on that tackle is going to be Caleb Winfield. So good job that time by the Cougars getting pursued in the backfield. Big loss that time. We'll say a loss of 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 15 to go for the Rebels. And that is the case. The Cougars know what they feel like. They've had years. I know one year they had to play 8-man football in junior high, so it's been tough. North Sunflower has had power teams in the past, so I guess you could say this is just the turning of the bill, I guess you could say, where the Cougars are starting to get a little bit momentum, starting to build up a program here at Calhoun Academy.
And Adam, I know as you graduated from here, so I know you just kind of hope as I do, that they kind of have a good year and keep the program kind of going up. Keep the program trying to up on the scale and try to build something so a lot of younger kids that's coming up through the school system to have something to really look forward to as they come up into high school, maybe play high school football.
And that was an interception that time by Hollis. A good run back. Got it back within inside the 20, I want to say around the 10-yard line. So that's a good job by the Cougars defense that time, stepping up, making the call after they did turn over the ball themselves. So we'll see what the Cougars can do here on their third possession after the turnover on the last and the score off the first play. A little pitch out to Russ Stigoff for 49 yards. So the Cougars take over first down and 10 to go from about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Stigoff long sitting in the backfield. Watson Parker right there, and the hands off is giving up the middle to Stigoff. And Stigoff bulls and powers his way up like a gain, looked like about 6 yards. You had number 20 Hopper on the tackle, so Stigoff up looked like a gain of about 6 yards. Adam, he just bulled his way up in there, and like we've seen from him all year long, he was able to just take the ball, take it up the middle, and just gain extra yards after being hit.
Rusty's done a lot of hard work this offseason, getting back in shape, getting to be a real physical player, so he can come out and do that in a ball game. You know, Rusty's a good athlete, so is sort of the Stigoff name's been that way here at Calhoun Academy, as we have number 44 jumping off sides for North Sunflower, which should be an offside penalty. See if the Cougars might have moved. And it did go against North Sunflower, as the referee had a little trouble making up his mind that time. So it is a 5-yard penalty. Marked the Cougars inside the 5, making around the 4-yard line. Second down and goal to go. Or first down and goal to go, excuse me.
First down and goal. You have Chandler coming up the line of scrimmage at your quarterback. You have Watts, Parker, and Stigoff, I guess, as your backfield. Stigoff the lone setback. The ball is given around the end to Tyler Parker, and he runs it in for the touchdown. I tell you what, Adam, Tyler Parker has had a great season running the ball, too. He's just a sophomore, and I've seen many runs. He's had 25, 30, 40-yard gains on just plays, and he's got tremendous speed, and he will only get bigger and just, I guess, only get bigger and stronger and able to just, I guess, be a force once he becomes a senior also.
I tell you what, this kid works hard. I believe it's going to be holding against the offense, so bring that touchdown back, as I was totally fooled that time. I followed Stigoff in the end zone as Tyler did take it in. But going back to talking about Tyler, if he works hard during the offseason, he takes him, commits himself to football, this kid, he could have a great season here at Calhoun Academy, as you said, when he does get older. There's a lot of potential in Tyler Parker, but it's going to have to take his commitment to the game and really the good coaching staff to get players committed now. You know, you have people fired up about this football season. Of course, didn't turn out like they wanted it to, but either way it goes, the Cougars do have a bright future here at Billy D. Cook Field.
Chandler back up the line of scrimmage. You have Parker coming in motion. Ball given in to Parker, and it's fumbled. We'll have to wait and see who picks it up. And it will be the Rebels. The Rebels did pick up the ball, so the ball will be turned back over by the Cougars. I tell you what, Adam, they started out looking pretty good, but now 2 fumbles straight in a row, 2 back-to-back possessions, and that right there is what we've been talking about all year that's really happened to the Cougars. They have a good drive going, or maybe get the ball in great field position, then they have a costly turnover or a costly penalty that really hurts them and kills the drive and basically killed some of the games that they've had this season.
And I'll tell you what, you do not want to do that with a team, like I said a while ago about North Sunflower. But that's what I was saying, as we had to confirm a little bit of stuff right there with the press box that time on the last touchdown. But North Sunflower, they're a dangerous team right now, and you do not want to give any team any advantage right there. Cougars right there had the advantage to go in for the score, did go in for the score, but had the holding penalty, so it was called back. So right now the Cougars really need to tighten up and put the nail in the coffin when they got the chance. But as I said, it's a very dangerous team. Any team, you just don't want to let them hanging around when you do have a chance to put it in the end zone and taking players out of the ball game.
Ball is pitched out wide. Looked like the Wiso in there, and Delahussein, and the tackle is made in there by, looked like Turner and Winfield, and Josh Chandler in on the help. But Adam, I know you've seen as well as I have in the past, watching the game, we've filmed that it's like the Central Holmes game. There's just something just really happened, that just turned the game around. I know Central Holmes, they were just about tied with Central Home. They actually outscored Central Home in the second half, but it just that one pass right before the halftime that just really turned that game around, and Central Home was able to win. And you never know, that could have just been a momentum builder that would have carried through this team for the rest of the year.
Exactly. As we said, if they could have picked up that win, that's going to be a face match right there against the Cougars. If they could have picked up a win early in the season against Central Holmes, Central Holmes was the defending district champions. And so that would have been a big momentum gain right there for the Cougars. Give them a lot of confidence. That's what this teams need. Everybody thinks about tradition as being something good. I'm going back to say this every time about this Cougar team. Tradition, in some ways, is hard to beat. As we do have the face mask, is going to be the penalty against the Cougars. So the Cougars right now just taking and shooting themselves in the foot and giving North Sunflower everything they can right now. But as I was saying, the Cougars have had a tradition of not having the best teams. They do, I guess you can say, this year having a, I guess you say average season after the last 3 seasons. If they win this one, finish 4-6. But the Cougars right now, as we said, they have a good program going, and right now they got to get everything together. We said a while ago they started off the ball game real great with 1 play, 1 touchdown. Now they're just sort of falling apart and letting North Sunflower stick around here.
Yep, 2 back-to-back fumbles on 2 straight possessions. It's really changed it. Ball's given in there, looked like to number 44 Lindsay, and he would be taken down by Jeremy Smith. Looked like number 20 Caleb Winfield. So that's another somebody they have to look at for next season. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jeremy Smith is a junior this year. So he's just a real spark plug for this team, as Coach Wingate said early on in the season. And I've had a chance just to really sit and watch him and just watch how he does. And he's so small and so quick. He is strong. I'm not going to take anything away from him on that. But he's just small and quick and is able to just penetrate the defensive line, and he's had a lot of tackles behind the line of scrimmage, a lot of quarterback sacks. So he will be somebody defensively for the Cougars next year.
Yeah, that's the same case with Caleb Winfield also. They got a good tandem right there on the front line. We've seen them in the Kemper game. Winfield had a good game, as we do have a flag on the play. See what it is when the officials cipher it out here. Holding against the offense is the call, so that play right there is going to come back. They do have a good pair of guys. They might be small, but as you said, they're strong, both Winfield and Smith. So this Cougar team's got a lot of talent on it and just really couldn't get it to all flow together or mesh together during the season, as they're going to take and step it back. So right now, Cougars are looking at it, or the Rebels are looking at it, probably a 2nd down and 15, maybe 18 to go.
Well, that was a good game and good gain in there by the Rebels, but it was negated by a penalty, and that's another thing is, I guess, every team can say that, but I've sat there and watched Cougars. They've just had it plenty of times this year. They had something going, just able to not be sustained by any kind of drive because of a penalty or maybe a turnover. Ball is given in there on that down, looked like in there to number 44 Lindsay, and will be taken down after a gain of maybe a yard.
So it is now possession down here for the Rebels, 3rd down, and we'll say 17 to go after he picked up a yard. So it's going to be possession down here. Last time they tried to air the ball out, the Cougars was able to come up with an interception and a pretty good run back, but could not stick it in. Well, they did stick it in the end zone, but as you said, penalties called that one back, so the penalties hurting them once again, as they did have the touchdown run in by Tyler Parker called back. So right now, possession down here for the Rebels.
And a whole slew of Cougars in on the tackle right then. Quarterback sack, you had number 20, looked like number 20 Caleb Winfield, 23 Jeremy Smith, and number 81 Jeremy Brown or Dudley. So that right there is what we've been talking about all year. You see Caleb Winfield in there in the backfield. You see Jeremy Smith in there in the backfield. And I tell you what, Adam, past 4 or 5 games, Jeremy Brown's really stepped up and been playing on the defensive line, been playing some linebacker, and is able to just really get in there and just do a great job, I guess you could say. The ball is fumbled in there, but it was recovered by like Pepper Watts, and he takes it down the sideline. So what could have been an errant mistake again was picked up and turned into something positive here for the Cougars. It'll be first down and 10, like around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play that time by Pepper Watts. Bounced off the face mask. I really didn't see who that face mask had bounced off of the Cougars that time. But Pepper Watts did a good job keeping his head up, keeping the wits about it, getting the ball, and really making something out of nothing that time. So right now the Cougars once again with good field position, but we'll see if on the offensive possession if they can get in the end zone this time.
Will be first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Again, you have at the H-backs, you have number 10, Tyler Pepper Watts, and number 11, Tyler Parker. Parker comes in motion. Handoff is given in there to Stegall with the long setback, and he carries it in there. Looks like a gain of maybe 5 yards. Then we have a late flag come in. Have to wait and see what that's about. It's always bad to see, I guess, really games marred by a lot of penalties. You hate to see that just really for both teams.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul against the Cougars there that time. Officials really getting flag happy here tonight. I believe it's just like every other play, if not every play, they're throwing a flag, as it is going to back the Cougars up after a pretty good run that time by Stegall. So that's going to back them up 15. I really didn't see who that's going to be against, but Tyler Parker is checking out of the ball game now. So now it's going to be second down and what appears to be about 20 to go.
And we'll bring up second down and say around 20 yards to go from the Cougars' 30-yard line. So after a good run in there and another penalty was pushed the ball back, and that is the end of the first quarter with the Cougars leading 6-0 over No Sunflower Rebels. I am Chris Chandler and Adam Gore. You're watching TV 7 Bruce and TV 34 in Calhoun City. We're back to action here at the start of the second quarter. Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 20 yards goes. Ball is passed in there, broken up. When I'm pass intended, Justin White would be broken up. So Adam last week, Chandler had a good pass and out there at the very edge corner of the end zone when Cougars trying to make a good comeback out there to Justin White. But that was another thing this year I've been kind of waiting and hoping for. When Josh told me about the offense they were going to have this year, I was just kind of hoping and waiting to see what kind of new stuff they were going to have for this team, the different passes and the different runs. And we have seen a lot of different things from Coach Wingate. You hardly ever seen the same thing game after game. But there is another fumble, and like it will be picked up again by North Sunflower. So there's 3 fumbles in a row for the Cougars, and that's not a good way to start the ball game after you had one play for a touchdown.
Tell you what, this right here is keeping me worried as Coach Wingate's going to call a timeout here. As I keep saying right now, you do not want to give a team like North Sunflower a chance like this. And with that timeout, we'll take it with them. We're watching TV 7 Bruce, TV 34 Calhoun City. We'll be back after this.
We're back to action here. Cougars had another turnover. And it was North Sunflower start their next drive coming out. Pass in there will be caught like by number 82. Number 82, Aaron. So pass from Rickles to Aaron is complete for a gain of like about 9 yards, 8 yards. And tonight we had proud sponsors of this football game. Make sure you go by and tell your sponsors that appreciate you for sponsoring Calhoun Academy football. They are Pizza Palace in Bruce, the Monday through Saturday daily buffet and the best pizza around. You have West Motors in Calhoun City, and you have Alexander's Full Service Station in Calhoun City. You have Merchants and Farmers Bank in Bruce, and Bruce Telephone Company, local owned and operated in Hunters Hall in Oxford. And I will read a couple more later on. That run in there will be given for the first down, so it'll be first down and 10 for North Sunflower around to look like the 43-yard line. So really, Adam, North Sunflower really hadn't have anything going good for them right now. They've able to run the ball and get a couple yards here and there, but just 3 fumbles is really, I guess, really hurt you early on going in the ball game. Not able to, have the kind of game you want, kind of have the success you want out of the gate. But we've seen it all year. The Cougars really hadn't been really fast starting out of the gate. They come on strong late in the ball game, just not a really quick starting team.
I'll tell you what. What's the dangerous thing about this North Sunflower team is there's a good tackle that time, I believe, by Jeremy Smith for the Cougars. Just drove him back. Good solid lick that time. But the dangerous thing about this North Sunflower team is they have a kicker. It's one thing the Cougars don't have. And if they ever get in range, as we said, they get anything inside the 40 or maybe the 30, that kid right there, he's just about money, of course. We've been proven wrong this year. Every time we talk good about someone, turn around and make us look bad. But we saw him out here hitting 55-yard field goals barefooted. So I'll tell you what, take nothing away from this kid. He's got a lot of college potential. If he can find him a good kicking coach, we could see this kid going on further than high school play.
And we'll bring it up second down and about 8 yards to go for the Rebels. Rickles brings the team in, drop back for a pass, and just throws the ball in the air, and then a great hit in there by Pepper Watts. Jeremy Smith had a beat on the quarterback, and it's like all season long, he's been able to get back there and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback when the quarterback goes back to pass. There was a great tackle in there by Pepper Watts on looked like a ball that was just desperately thrown by the quarterback.
Tell you what, that's the way all of his passes are looking so far. But the main thing about it is he's completing them. If you complete them, don't complain about the way you're throwing them. So they're moving the ball down the field slowly but surely. But that's the key to the thing. They're moving the ball down the field. That's one thing they want to keep doing. If they can not get in the end zone, just give their kicker a chance to take and put points on the board.
He will bring up third down and about 5 yards to go for the Rebels. You have Rickles at quarterback and Lindsay and Delahousse at tailback, and the pitch is out to Delahousse, and he gets a great block in there, and he is up the middle of the field. I tell you what, Adam, this kid has some good speed, and he is brought down from behind like number 23, Smith from his defense of lineman position, and along with Josh Chandler, brings him down at around the 2-yard line. So that was a great run in there for Delahousse. He does have some good speed.
Yeah, that was a good run by North Sunflower that time, and this is what I'm saying. Cougars had a chance to score earlier in the ball game, and right now North Sunflower moved the ball down the field, and they're on the 2. And as we said, even though North Sunflower has not won a game this year, that's to me, that's one of the most games I'll be most worried about. I mean, you do have 4 wins or 3 wins under your belt as a Cougar, and really you don't want to lose to a team that has not won a game all season, especially at your own house. So that right there wouldn't be too good of a way for these seniors to go out tonight. Of course, this is early in the ball game. As we said, the Cougars traditionally start off slow in the ball game, so maybe we'll get some offensive momentum going here as they get their possession of the second half.
We have seen that all year, and the ball's given in to Delahousse, and he will take it in for the score. So North Sunflower has tied the ball game with 8:19 to go in the second quarter. It is 6-6, pinning the point after. So, Adam, we've seen it, 3 costly turnovers right then, and finally put some points on the board. And after a great run and a great march down the field off the back of Delahousse.
Yeah, and what really set it up was sort of their passing game. We saw them start off smash mouth football, go with two passes, and all of a sudden just surprise them with a little run that time, sort of cut across grain. As we're going to have a little delay in between exchange here, as North Sunflower didn't bring their kicking tee. So this is sort of slowing us up now as we're waiting for the kicking tee to get on the field, and we should be ready for the point after attempt. As we talked about it, Chris, this kicker for North Sunflower, he's good.
Well, people will be able to see him right here. Adam and I was watching before the game, and he was out there at the 45-yard line. He was kicking 55-yard field goals barefooted, as Adam said. And he missed quite a few of them, but, I mean, you make 3 or 4 from 55 yards. I mean, that's saying a lot, especially for somebody that's 17, 18 years old.
I'll tell you one thing that's really more impressive to me, he was kicking spirals. Because that one right there is going to Highway 9. It took off that time. Hopefully it didn't hit a vehicle passing by. That was a good kick up through the upright. So if you're watching this at home, of course, it's going to be a little bit tape delayed. If you're coming by the academy, watch out for some high-flying balls. That was booted through the uprights. And really no doubt in his mind that wasn't going through. But as I was going back, what really impressed me, this kid was kicking spirals off the tee. How, I don't know. And at first I was thinking, well, it's just a fluke. First kick, he got lucky. Second kick, maybe he got lucky. Third kick, I was convinced. This kid was kicking spirals off a kicking tee. It looked like a perfect pass going a good 40 yards. So tell you what, this kid, he's impressing me.
He has done a good job. I imagine he's done a good job all year for North Sunflower. They are limited with just 14 players, but you really couldn't take anything from those 14 players. They're all going to come out here and play as hard as they can, especially, being the last game of the season for both teams. I guess all the players and seniors for both sides want to go out and try to have as good a game as they possibly can and try to get something to go and just have a good note to go out on, at the end of their, not necessarily in the football career, but just have a good note to go out on as they play their last game for the teams that they play for.
Well, I know it's been ever since I've graduated. Don't know about, I believe the year before I graduated, that Calhoun has won their last senior appreciation ball game, or the last home game of the year. So the Cougars want to keep the tradition alive. As that was an attempt onside kick. Really, no, it didn't even go. It went maybe 8 yards. So there was a break that time for the Cougars as it went out of bounds. So they'll get excellent field position. But they've had good field position on the last 3 possessions and fumbled it away. So now the Cougars really want to step up and make something happen on the offensive end.
Well, that will bring up 1st down and 10 from the North Sunflowers, like maybe 48-yard line. So after 3 straight fumbles, let's see if the Cougars can get something going. You have White and Brown at the tight end position. Josh Chandler is your quarterback. Tyler Parker, Pepper Watts, and Rusty Stigall are the backs in the backfield, and the ball's given up the middle like Tyler Parker, and Tyler Parker breaks and rumbles way down, look like to the around the 30, like the 34-yard line. So another good run, a gain of about 14 yards in there by Tyler Parker.
Yeah, that's just an example of the versatility they got in the backfield there for the Cougars. Rusty Stigall, at times, he'll take and run over you, and then he'll dance around until he finds a hole. Tyler Parker, he'll take off, see the hole, hit it fast, and as soon as you do that, if you hit the hole going as fast as you can, you're going to get a good 3-4 yards of play. But the Cougars right there did a good job picking up the 1st down.
Ball is given again in there to Tyler Parker, and this time he is stuffed like for no gain. Adam, another player would have looked for, I guess, for next season. You have Pepper Watts. He will probably step in and have another step in as the other running back next year. And I know you have a couple of newcomers, and you want to try to get up in your last game, especially this game. The Cougars really kind of want to get up, maybe play a lot of the younger players, get them a little experience of high school football and what it's going to be like for them next year.
Well, I'll tell you what, another player that you got to look at, and I sort of call him a dark horse. Nobody really gives him much credit. That's going to be Jesse Turner. This kid come in and he played good. As there's a little fake that time, keeper Chandler up the middle. He took a pop that time as he tried to keep it up the middle. It was maybe a game of about 2, be 3rd down and about, we'll say a long 7 short, maybe a long 6, short 7 to go for the Cougars. But Jesse Turner, he's come in. He's the type of player that loves football. He loves hitting somebody, whether he's got the ball and run over the top of somebody or if he's going to take and make a tackle. Jesse Turner's got a lot of potential, and if he can work hard this off season, this Cougar team, if everybody just commits themselves to the program, that's what they need really here at Calhoun Academy, just getting some players that will commit themselves to the program, and they could have a lot of success here at Billy D. Cook Field.
And Adam, you know as well as I do, they do have a young coach that is willing to help the kids and really just help the kids as much as he can, and really puts forth the dedication and working with the kids and helping the kids and just really getting some good for the off-season workout programs and get something going for next year's football team. That run in there by Rusty Stigall will give the Cougars a 1st down. The game looked like about 8 yards, 9 yards, so it will be 1st down and 10 from the Cougars' 23-yard line.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that sort of impressed me during the preseason before they even took a step on the field or took a first snap, these guys had confidence. That's one of the things the Cougars hadn't had in a while, was confidence in their coach and confidence in playing. As there's a little give around to Pepper Watts as he tried to jump over him that time, but got caught up by number 12. But as we say, going back to that point, confidence, that's going to be a key to any kind of sport. If you believe in yourself, believe in the program, and believe in your players and your coach, that's where success comes from. And that's been accredited to some of the wins this year by the Cougars.
And Adam, with Coach Wingate, you do have a very confident coach. He is very positive in the way he thinks and the way he goes about dealing with every football game. And that's what you have to have. You have to have a coach that's really going to come in, just really care about the kids and really want to work with the kids and maybe help them out and let them get better in any way, in any and every way that they can. That ball is given in to Tyler Parker, and he takes it around the end, and Tyler Parker has the speed and will take it in for the touchdown. Looks like a gain of about 23 yards on that touchdown run.
Right now the Cougars are just mixing it up, going left, right, middle, far outside, inside plays. So they're doing a good job of mixing up their offense and keeping North Sunflower on their toes. North Sunflower's been able to get to a couple of plays. But as I said, it pays off eventually as they did get that one in. Tyler Parker running his second touchdown of the night, but only the first one that counts. So Stegall and Parker both putting points on the board, which we've come to expect out of this team right here, putting the weight on the shoulders of Parker and Stegall getting in the end zone. So we believe we'll be going for 2 here, trying to make up for that last missed point after attempt. So we'll see if the Cougars can get 2.
Same setup. You have Stegall and Watts and Parker in the backfield, and the ball is given in there to Stegall, and he will not make it. He will not make it. Looks like he's stopping just short of the goal line. It is 5 minutes, 31 seconds to go in this first half. It is 12-7 Cougars on top of the Rebels. You're watching TV 7, TV 34, Bruce, Calhoun City. We'll read a couple of lists of the sponsors. You have Buck's One Stop, Buck and Lisa Langford owners in Calhoun City. You have Custom Coverage Insurance in Bruce. You have Weeks Big Star. We appreciate the opportunity to serve you for the past 28 years. You have Bruce Telephone Company, local owned and operated. You have Bruce Furniture Industries, a Klausner Corporation, Klausner Company in Bruce. You have Bruce Family Medical Clinic, Dr. Bruce Longus and staff, the Gold Exchange in Calhoun City, TDS Telecom Incorporated, Calhoun City, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated in Calhoun City, Kelwood Company, Kelwood Factory Outlets in Calhoun City. Well, Adam, the whole host of Cougars on that tackle right there. We have seen it, and time and time again, looks like Jeremy Smith was one of them down in there on the tackle. Looks like he'll be checking out for right now as the Cougars try to get him to defensively stand after a while ago. Delahousie had a great drive, I guess, basically by himself. He had a good long run and was able to take it across the goal line for the touchdown. So the Cougars have a little better defensive stand this time.
Yeah, they had the ball on the 27-yard line. As you said, Delahousie just sort of took the team on his back that time, would not be denied, and got in the end zone. Really went in the end zone untouched, as there's a give to number 44, Lindsey. And he's stacked up at the line, giving him a forward progress or falling forward for a gain of about 2. We'll say a solid 2, so it'll be second down and 8 to go here for North Sunflower.
You have Brandon Lofton and like number 42, Jesse Turner in on the tackle, along with some help by Pepper Watts.
Go back to talking about Jeremy Smith. This guy right here, he's got one of my votes for the all-area team. He's impressed me all year long with Caleb Winfield on the front line. So if I had to pick 2 players for the defensive line, those 2 guys right now have got my secured votes at the end of the season for the Cougars.
Well, Adam, as I said earlier, I keep up defensive stats past few ball games, and I remember a couple ball games he'd have 12 or 13 tackles and about 3 or 4 sacks, and has really done the job, up front for the Cougars and helping stop the run and stopping the pass for the quarterback. And that ball is pitched out there to Delahousie, and he will be tackled out there by number 12, Jordan Collins, and number 24, Tyler Hollis. And that right there, I guess, is future of the Cougar football. You have 4 guys walking side by side right there. You have Hamilton, Collins, Tyler Hollis, and Pepper Watts. They will be back next year. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Jordan Collins will be the quarterback next year for the Cougars. So, and also be playing defense, so I guess they give him a little time out there. He is playing the outside linebacker position along with Pepper Watts. Both of them really undersized for the linebacker position, but that really doesn't matter to them. They get out there and they play just as hard as they can and really make the tackle. And that pass is thrown out there and it will be broke down the field. You have a tackle out there made by number 15 Hamilton, and look like number 23 again, Jeremy Smith, out there running the length of the field and making the tackle.
Tell you what, North Sunflower's playing with emotion right now. They're hyped up right now. They're, after every big play, they're going around slapping each other, really pumped up. As you probably hear them hollering here on the film. After a big play, you saw him got up and holler. That's what you will play with. You have nothing to lose. You want to take and just give everything you got last game of the year. And as we said, this North Sunflower team is dangerous. It's just one of those things I feel nervous about whenever, even if I'm a coach or a player. I know I felt nervous whenever we play teams like Hebron that hadn't been traditionally good or won a basketball game or anything. They can come in any moment or any given night. Anybody can pick up a win.
That is true, Adam. You just get out there and they just play with so much emotion and play. I guess they really have nothing to lose about this game, so they just get out there and play as hard as they can. We do have a flag on the field waiting for the ruling from the official. It'll be offsides against the offense. So back up about 5 yards. replay the down. It'll be 1st and 15 to go, like from around the 31-yard line. So another big play in there for North Sunflower. We do have a little time, so I'll read off a couple more sponsors. You have Parker Brothers Trucking in Dermer, FS Equipment Company, South Main and Calhoun City. You have Weyerhaeuser Company in Bruce, Merchants and Farmers Bank in Bruce. You have Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear in Bruce, Step Saber Pharmacy, Andy Stepp and Staff in Bruce. You have Pryor Funeral Home in Calhoun City, Pizza Palace in Bruce. Monday through Saturday, enjoy their daily lunch buffet, and they say they have the best pizza all around, so come in to Pizza Palace. You have West Motors in Calhoun City and Alexander Full Service Station in Calhoun City. So, Adam, it is looking a little dangerous for the Cougars right now. They had momentum going early, scoring on the very first play of the game, then 3 back-to-back possessions with a fumble, and then North Sunflower was able to put the points across on the board. Cougars again was able to put 6 more points on the board, but North Sunflower was again driving.
Yeah, we got 3:38 to go here until halftime, and North Sunflower is on the move. And really after the first half of the first quarter, North Sunflower was sort of stagnant on the offensive end. They really picked it up, got some passes to open up their running game, so the Cougars have to respect the pass a little bit more. So right now, North Sunflower is just taking advantage of the momentum they have.
That ball is passed, and we be picked off in there by Hamilton. Hamilton fumbles the football. Wait to see who has it. It looks like maybe the Cougars will have the football. So after an interception in there by Josh Hamilton, Hamilton has had quite a few interceptions this year. I'm not for sure how many, but I'll say it's around 6 or 7 interceptions. So we'll be 1st down and 10 to go for the Cougars, like it's about their 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good job by Hamilton. He does a good job just floating around there and being able to use his speed and get to the ball and just kept making the catch. That's a dangerous job that time right there. Even though the Cougars did get the interception, they did fumble it, but it was recovered by Pepper Watts. I've seen that happen in a pro game this past Sunday. A team intercepted the ball, guy runs down, strips the ball from another team, and gets the ball down the 1, ends up scoring. So right there is almost an example of you do not want to take and just let anything for granted, even though you do got the interception. Russ Stegall on the run, and his tackle that time, good open field tackle by, I believe that's going to be number 12 for North Sunflower.
They're gaining in there of about 2 yards with Stegall. Stegall and Parker's really the workhorses tonight for the Cougars, as they have been all season. Just able to just do a little 1-2 combination, just really put the ball up and down the field.
You know, right now the Cougars are really selling the run. They've done it on the last possession, moving the ball down the field. You think this deep right here, they might just take just a little play action and go deep here, or try a little stab out the pass. As they do give it up to Stegall. Stegall takes it up the middle. It looks like he's going to have enough for the 1st down that time as he brings the ball up just shy, we'll say around the 18-yard line. So right now the Cougars are really just basically staying with the run. And if North Sunflower gets too used to the run, we know the Cougars can throw the ball, as they've already had 1 big reception tonight with a hookup between Chandler and Brown.
That gain in there was a gain of, looked like about 11 yards. So it'll be again 1st down and 10 to go for the Cougars. Look like it around the 18-yard line. You have Parker checking out of the ball game. You have Hamilton out wide, the lone wide out. Stegall in the backfield along with Watts as H-back. Chandler is your quarterback. Ball again is given in there to Stegall. Stegall carries the load and bounces it outside. Stegall will be dragged down by a couple of Rebels, look like up there around the 42-yard line.
Tell you what, Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That was an example of Rusty Stegall running that time. You saw he was on his way down, and 2 guys from North Sunflower come in to hit him, but only bounced off of him as he kept his feet moving. He's a strong guy. He's able to keep his feet moving there and picked up an extra 3-4 yards on the 2nd effort.
A gain in there was like a gain of about 24 yards. Excuse me, but yeah, about 24 yards, so to bring up 1st and 10 from the Cougars' 42-yard line. Chandler he just drops back like he airs it out. Just a little long, intended for Josh Hamilton. And Chandler Rule took a little pop on the end of the play. But that right there is really what you was talking about earlier, selling the run. They sold the run and sold the run, and a little pump fake and just a little overthrown. Chandler intended for Hamilton.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. You know, the Cougars can get a break like that right there. As, you know, if Hamilton would have drifted in a little bit, there would have been a connection, but either way it goes, the pass was incomplete. So it's going to bring up second down and 10 to go. So it's a good play, good down to take a chance on right there, as they did take a chance on first down. Give is to the back man. Does this appear to be Tyler Parker, as he looks like he's going to pick up about 3 on the play, be third down and 7 to go for the Cougars. So this is going to be a possession down here. I'll tell you what, one thing I noticed on that play right there, Rusty Stegall was the corner man, and he sort of went out in the open. If they could just run a little play action, just a little dump out to Rusty right there, that could be a big gain, as there was nobody but an official closest to Stegall. And I hadn't seen an official yet make a tackle in a ball game, on purpose, that is.
It will be bring up third down and 7 yards to go. You have Stegall and Watts, GH back, and Parker in there. Ball will be given in there to Watts, and Watts like he lost with about a yard to bring up fourth down and about 8 yards to go. Cougars, we'll see what the Cougars are going to do. Well, they do elect to call a timeout. It is 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the first half. They're taking a break on the field. We'll take a break also. I am Chris Chandler with Adam Gore. You're watching TV7, Bruce TV 34, Calhoun City. We're back to action here. Could come up fourth down and 7. White's alone set back in the backfield. Chandler drops back for the pass. Ball is thrown up to Tyler Parker, and Tyler Parker catches it, and he is off to the races, and he will be in for the touchdown. So it looks like it will be like a 56-yard touchdown pass from Chandler to Parker on a great little action. They run Brown toward the inside, and little Parker just come on a little outside seam pass, and it's a good pass in there from Chandler. So that put another couple points on the board. It is 18-7. So a good play there called by Coach Wingate.
Yeah, that's a good job of mixing up routes right there. That little turn to the inside and a little fly route going out, that's going to confuse your secondary. They don't know who's going to pick up who, especially the zone that North Sunflower is playing. So both guys sort of committed up and then let Tyler just get good 3 or 4 steps on them. And after that, you saw the end results. Parker was able to pull it in and break it down for the 56-yard touchdown reception.
Adam does look like to me that Parker's kind of a little hobbling. He was running down the field and was coming toward the sideline. He's a little hobbled. Ball will be given on like an end around to Hamilton. We do have a penalty marker down. It like will be face mask. So I guess they will, I don't know if they'll replay. I guess they'll replay this down. Play the 2-point conversion. And Adam, it looked like to me right then is instead of just doing the end around, that Chandler just kept that ball and then marched it on to the other side of the field and scored a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, sort of do a double fake there. If he would have thought about it, as Coach Wingate, as they did see Hamilton or number 15 run around to the other end, everybody committed that way. So just a little quick little fake, tuck it back in, turn up the field. Chandler could have took that one in for the easy 2.
So Cougars will have another opportunity for the 2-point conversion. You have Rusty Stegall alone, set back, and Hamilton and Parker as your 8-back. Josh Chandler is your quarterback. And Chandler will be sacked. Untouched coming in, look like number 55 is Estes. He will be coming in untouched for the sack. Chandler 2-point conversion, so with 57 seconds to go in the first half, it is 18-7. The Cougars over in the North Sunflower Rebels. Right on that drive right there, I mean, they had a good little drive going off the feet in the hands of Rusty Stegall and Tyler Parker, and a couple of little missed plays brought up 4th and 7, but a long pass from Chandler to Parker for about 56 yards, put a couple more points on the board, and not necessarily put a little cushion because you can't necessarily count out the North Sunflower. They've had a couple of good drives just marred by turnovers themselves, but they do look good on offense going early on, so Cougars do have something to watch out for.
Yeah, we got 57 seconds to go here until halftime. As you said, this Cougar team, they're a slow starting team, but they've been able to get their offense go. And gambling that time on 4th down did pay off as the pass, as you said, 56 yards connection between Chandler and Parker was brought in for the score. So now the Cougars having to kick off here. North Sunflowers moved their guys up. Kevin Flemings, he's a senior and really hadn't been too strong kicking this year. His last kick was sort of like a squib kick right up the middle. So North Sunflowers elected to move their guys up to take advantage of the short kickoff by the Cougars. So if Kevin can get a chance to take it and booting one here, they do a little fake onside, then decide to go at it again. As they did take a good bounce that time for the Cougars, as the North Sunflower thought it was Number 12 thought it was going to bounce in his hand, just took a little bounce over his head. So that was a good job that time, or good break, we'll say, for the Cougars.
Well, the Cougars will come up defensively with about 54 seconds to go in the first half. Try to hold the Rebels in from scoring any kind of points for the half is over with. The Rebels will start like around the 15-yard line, around the 20-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. The Rebels will take over right before the end of the first half. But Adam, even though we've had a couple of turnovers tonight for the Cougars and also a couple of turnovers for North Sunflower, it's been a pretty good executed ball game. Both teams able to run the ball pretty well, get the ball going, but just a couple of the turnovers just really marred them. That ball is thrown in there and incomplete. Number 31, Brenza, just went right through his hands, and Pepper Watts almost had the interception.
Yeah, right there. North Sunflower, as we said earlier in the ball game, had a couple of little lob passes come down for completions, and I really hadn't had that kind of lady luck on their side, able to bring in some completions, as they've had 2 picked off tonight already by the Cougars. So right now they're feeling if they can just get down the field and try to get within field goal range. Of course, field goal range is a long way for this North Sunflower team. We'll say 45-yard line, possibly maybe 40. Could be. We could see a field goal attempt, but I don't know in this type of ball game. Of course, they're going to try to go to the end zone as they do send 3 out near side.
He'll be wrapped up and sacked in there by Cody Gaskin. That's another player for next year they have to be looking for. Cody Gaskin there at defensive end has had a pretty good year out there hustling after the quarterback and getting a couple sacks. So a good play in there, a great play in there by Cody Gaskin, is able to get in there and get the sack for the Cougars.
Yes, as you said, there's a lot of bright kids out here on the field tonight, getting experience for next season. Of course, Cody has went all the way this season for the Cougars, doing a good job. So we should be in store for a better season. This wasn't a bad season for the Cougars, an average season, I guess you can say. If they can hold on here, be 4-6 on the year. Nothing to really be satisfied with, but use sort of momentum going into next year, knowing that they could have had a lot better season, as they did not able to get off the last snap. And that's going to be your half here from Billy D. Cook Field. And your score is 18-7. You're watching Cougar action here from Billy D. Cook Field. W07BN TV7 Bruce, TV34 Calhoun City.
We're back to action here at the beginning of the third quarter here at Billy D. Cook Field. It is 18-7 if you're just joining us. Kevin Fleming will be back to kick off. For the Cougars, you have deep to receive. North Sunflower will be number 2, Louiso, and number 12. Number 12 picks the ball up. He running there and looked like just out of the hands of Jeremy Smith, and a couple of Cougars in on the coverage. So we'll be starting at the second half. It'll be first down and 10 yards to go from the 29-yard line for North Sunflower. Number 12 was Davidson, was your kickoff returner at that point.
Yeah, he's trying to make something out of it that time, and Smith did a good job of just running down there and holding on to it until the rest of the team got down there. Tell you what, if you're going to get down the field and get a tackle on kickoff, you got to beat Smith down there because he's the first man down each time.
Smitty goes out. He goes just full throttle every play, and I mean there's just no stopping. He's not going to do anything less than that. He'll give you all he's got and give you at 110% every time he goes after the football. There again, he breaks through the line. Number 44, the ball is handed there. Number 44, Lindsay, and a whole host of Cougars in there. Number 24, Hollis, 31, Stegall, 23, Smith, number 10, Pepper Watts, and also Tyler Parker in there. So everybody just flying to the ball, as we've seen all year for the Cougars. That's the way they play. They play a team defensive game, and that's the way you like to see from a lot of the young kids. You don't like to just see one person just coming in getting 28 tackles and having another person with about 10. You like to see everybody, all the tackles distributed very evenly.
Especially up on the front line. You don't like to see your secondary with a lot of tackles. Whenever you see on the front line get a majority of your tackles, you know you're dominating the ball game pretty well. As there's a little pass out real quick to I believe it's going to be number 8. There's a good shot that time by Pepper Watts. But as you said, the Cougars doing a good job of everybody getting to the ball. And that's going to be key, as Jesse Turner was also in on the tackle that time for the Cougars with like a gain of maybe about 3 on the play. We'll say it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4, we'll say short 5 to go for the first down as Jeremy Smith checks out of the ball game.
We'll bring up 3rd down and a long 4 yards, short 5 yards to go for the Rebels. They do bring it up the line of scrimmage. Your quarterback is going to be Rickles. You have Delahousse and Lindsay in the backfield. Cougars stare on the defensive line. Parker, the linebacker position, cheating up. Ball would be given in there. It looked like to number 44. Number 44, Lindsay. Excuse me, number 2 would be given to number 2, Delahousse. So he picks up the ball. Looks like he picks up a gain of about 2 yards. So it'll be 4th down and a short 3 yards to go, maybe a long 2. So we're going to see it right here more times than not. With this much distance, team's going to go for it. It's more like the Rebels will try to go for it, pick up the first down.
Yeah, this is not the first time I've seen a big running back, the Cougars, that is. They've seen one in Shane Stafford from Hebron Eagles. And, not a lot of hype as there was going in this ball game. A lot of people saying how Shane Stafford's going to come to the Calhoun Academy and just really take Billy D. Cook Field home with him as he's going to tear up the field. But the Cougars stepped up to the occasion and really put the clamps down on him. But tonight, as you see, number 44 getting the ball there. And I do not know if he got the first down. Good job of the Cougars line that time, getting in the backfield, making the stop. Leading the way is going to be Brandon Lofton and also Caleb Winfield.
You also had in there number 65, number 65, John Ivey. So it will be 1st and 10 as a turnover on down for the Cougars. So a great job on the line of scrimmage there. He's able to fire off the ball and making the tackle again there for the Cougars defense.
All right, now the Cougars have the ball on offense. And Chris, the way we was talking at the half, Cougars having a little trouble getting the ball into the game, not having enough men on the sidelines, I guess, to help out. But as we were talking about at halftime, I'm not comfortable with this 18-7 lead here. The Cougars need to come out and put more points on the board. As I said, when you have a team that's really scrapping, just try to make something positive out of anything. That's when they're most dangerous, and they can come up with some huge plays and really hurt you.
Chandler does come up the line of scrimmage, is giving in there. Pass out to Brown, and Brown will, right through the hands of Jeremy Brown. So a pass in there to Chandler, and Chandler hit Brown's right on the numbers. Brown just wasn't able to pull it in, and he is a little disgusted with himself. But, he has nothing to be disgusted with. He's had plenty of opportunities this year to catch the football, and he's done a great job for it. Chandler, that time, put the ball right there to him. Brown just wasn't able to pick up the reception. But they're going to keep going to him, but Brown will catch that football. And, that's something that he will be able to do. He will catch the football. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that time he just had the wrong hand on top that time. He sort of had to little funny angle it, trying to catch the ball with his hands that time. As you said, good little pass out to Brown that time as they're going to go back to the running game. Give him to Stegall as he's going to try to break the outside. And following Tyler Parker, he does break to the outside. There goes Stegall up the sidelines and does get in for the score. So right there, Tyler Parker leading the way for Stegall that time. Good run. A good job of executing, blocking downfield by Tyler Parker.
So it looked like about a 38-yard run there by Stegall. So that ups his little numbers. He had a 49-yard gain, and then he had a 38-yard touchdown run and a couple of runs in it. So he looked like he's well over the 100-yard mark tonight. And as many times before, I know last week in the loss to East Holmes, both Parker and Stegall both went over for the 100 yards rushing, and they've done that many times this year.
Yeah, that goes back to the fact of the tandem they do have in the backfield. They do have a talented backfield. As looked like a little trip up that time by number 65 for North Sunflower, tripped Pepper Watts up as they've tried to run that play every time on two-point conversion. It has not been successful yet. Either way it goes, your score now goes up 24-7 for your Cougars. And we'll take a break. We'll be back with more action here from Billy D. Cook Field. And we're back to action here now that the camera has decided to focus in here as North Sunflower trying to find blockers scrambling as he does cut up the middle of the field. It looks like he brings it back just past the 50-yard line. So North Sunflower is going to start off with good field position. And Chris, it's a good drive last time by the Cougars.
It was, Adam. They had a couple of little runs, but incomplete pass from Chandler to Brown. A little set up a run to the outside by Stegall behind a couple of hosts of blockers. Was able to put across the end zone for a 38-yard touchdown run. It is 24-7. It was right at 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. North Sunflower has a good field position starting off at their 50-yard line, and a great kickoff return there. Delahousie, they do bring it up to the line of scrimmage. You have number 20 Hopper out wide. You have Lindsay and Delahousie in the backfield, and Rickles is your quarterback. Pitch is out wide to Delahousie, and a great inside tackle by Pepper Watts. Pepper Watts comes through and just really does a great job. He does a great job every game, Adam. He's small, and he really, I guess not what you say, really any kind of outside linebacker would be, but I guess he's just like up at Mississippi State. He's the dog safety, that little outside linebacker, strong safety position, is able to get in, just do a lot of good things for the defense.
He's an athlete, no doubt about it. He's a good player, and he'll come out, as you said, he'll give you everything he can. And left in his body, of course, he's had hip surgery, I do believe, and when he was little, and he's had sort of a bad accident during the off season or during Christmas last year, sort of a freak accident, I guess you can say. But either way you go, you're going to get everything and anything out of Pepper Watts. As there's a pass incomplete intended for number 12, a flag on the play, and if that's pass interference, I don't know about that call. It's sort of a bad call, and that's what the Cougars got last week, or the week before last against Marshall. But we'll see what the officials say here.
Will be pass interference against the Cougars. Adam, we're not any referees and everything. We see it down on the field, but that wasn't anywhere close.
No, right there, that's one play, really. You've got to call it, but it's one of the most inconsistent call plays in football. You got to come up with base set rules. Every official has their own opinion about pass interference. That's just a bad way of football. You need somebody to sit down and say, this is the definition for pass interference. If it's not done, don't throw the flag. If it is, then throw the flag. Right there, you're gonna have contact, no doubt, on any kind of pass between the receiver and the defender. If it's nothing major, knocking the guy down, holding the arm down, let it go. If you bump him off his route, I can understand. But other than that, just let the play go.
The only thing I can see on that is maybe Tyler Hollis just had his back turned to the quarterback and just in front of the receiver and wasn't able to let him get through and get a tackle. But that is a great inside tackle again in there by Jeremy Smith, along with a little help from Rusty Stegall. But Jeremy Smith again just doing a great job of getting himself in position to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And Adam, we've seen earlier parts of the night, he's run just about 30 or 40 yards to make a tackle.
Yeah, I have to tell you what, this kid right here deserves any kind of postseason honors in division play. It's going to be him. He's had a consistent year, done a great job. Also, as I said, he's got my vote along with Caleb Winfield for all-area team on defense. Tell you what, Jeremy Smith's really impressed me tonight, and he's another one of these players that's going to come all or nothing.
There was a loss of about 4 yards to bring up second down and about 14 to go. They drop back to pass, and the ball is just thrown up and tipped up, and it is intercepted in there by Parker, and Parker runs down toward the sideline. A block in there from Hollis. So Tyler Parker with an interception at about the 30-yard line, returns it back down to the 40-yard line. So it'll be about a 30-yard interception run back. So it'll start the Cougars first and 10 at about their own 40, at the back of the North Sunflower 41-yard line. So again, all season long, we've seen just a great play by the defense. You have Stegall and Parker in their linebacker position. You have Hamilton out there intercepting passes, and you see Jeremy Smith and Caleb Winfield doing a great job on the defensive line. And also Pepper Watts just roaming the field, making plenty of tackles. So great job like that puts Cougars back in good field position on offense.
Well, right now it's time to put the nail in the coffin for the Cougars. A little quick pass out to Stegall, a little screen, good screen pass that time. Breaks open and loses the ball. Sort of a little slipped out of his hand that time. As soon as I say it's time to put the nail in the coffin, a freak accident right there with Stegall, as the ball sort of just popped out from under his arm, rolled over his shoulder that time. So you rarely see that in any kind of play. But other than that, that's been the story tonight. It's been a good ball game, but it's been a sloppy one. You have turnovers left and right.
Yeah, that is true. We've had that's the fourth turnover right there for the Cougars. And if I'm not mistaken, I think 4 turnovers for North Sunflower. So that's 8 turnovers in less than 3.5 in less than 2.5 quarters. So really, it has been really sloppy. I think 3 interceptions, maybe a fumble for North Sunflower, and then 4 fumbles for the Cougars. And that right there, it really hurts you. I mean, you want to have a good game. You want to be able to play good and, have a good last game, but you don't want it marred by a lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties. Like, we have another flag down right there on the field.
Yeah, the officials once again getting flag happy here as they did in the first half. Let's see what the officials decided is this time. It is going to be against North Sunflower. So that's going back up North Sunflower that time. See if the Cougars do elect to accept it, or if they're going to take and just hold them back for the loss that they did have. I believe they are going to accept it. But Chris, that's exactly the point. Have 4 turnovers on each team. It's been a good ball game, as we said, but as soon as it was declined, so they're going to take and mark the ball and say it's going to be a bigger loss than it was. So it's going to be second down, and we're going to say 14 to go for North Sunflower. So it's going to be 4 yards back plus a loss and down. So a good decision that time by the Cougars. But this has been a sloppy ball game. A good, it's sort of funny to say this, a good sloppy ball game.
Yeah, it has been, Adam. North Sunflowers come out and they've played very hard. Cougars have also really played well on both sides of the football. It's just, they just wasn't able to get drive sustained because of the fumbles and turnovers. That was a great open field tackle out there by Tyler Hollis, number 31. Brings in there on the completion, and Tyler Hollis was just able to keep him really basically for no gain after the ball was caught.
Yeah, I believe it's just frustration on the Hollis' part that time. The guy actually caught the ball, so he just did a good job turning around, slamming the guy to the ground. As you said, a good open field tackle that time. It's going to be third down, and we'll say a long 7 to go for North Sunflower. So it is possession down here. Big defensive stand for the Cougars coming up now.
You have Rickles coming in at quarterback, Lindsey and Delahousie in the backfield. A quick pitch right over there to Delahousie, and he will be taken down quick in there by Tyler Parker and number 24, Tyler Hollis. So a great tackle in not letting Delahousie just really get outside and use his speed to bring up fourth down and about 4 yards to go for the Rebels.
Yeah, we talked about this last time we was here at Billy D. Cook Field. Tyler Hollis has really stepped up and played a good regular season. A lot of teams were picking on him during the postseason, just running every play to his side and picking on him with the pass. But he's done a good job of really wanting to get better and not taking, even though he's a small guy on the field, he's really stood up and covered his ground on his side of the field and become a big playmaker for the Cougars.
We'll bring up 4th down and 4. And Adam, we see here that I guess, every time right now, you're just trying to put the points on the board, being down 24-7 and getting close to the fourth quarter, they're going to try to put some points on the board, and they have to go for it on 4th down. Lindsey I think he took a hit actually from about 8 people right there. Stegall made the first initial hit and wasn't able to bring him down, was able to keep his feet, and then about 7 other Cougars just in there on the tackle. Another good team effort on tackling and making a turnover on downs.
It's one of the rare things we've seen out of the Cougars in the past teams, everybody going to the ball. You might see 3 or 4 people going to the ball, miss tackles, but now the Cougars, everybody's pursuing the ball. Everybody wants to get a tackle, as you said. They like their defensive stats, see who can come in with the most tackles. And, really, there's not been that many solo tackles out of this team this year. There's been a lot of hard hitting, a lot of pursuing here. But once again, Cougars with good field position, and see if they can take advantage.
Bring up 1st down and 10 from about the 37-yard line. Pass over to White, and Adam, it looked like to me that White just kind of stopped running there for a little bit. Chandler had a good pass out to the end over there to White, but he just kind of stopped running, and that ball was just sailed over his head. But again, Chandler has thrown the ball pretty well tonight. That would make it right there 3 for 5. So, and 1 touchdown, a couple of long passes in there, 1 to Stegall, 1 to Brown, and then another to Stegall, but Stegall just fumbled the ball a while ago, and another turnover. But that pass right there, it was on line, but just a little long. They do come out in a 3 wide receiver set, and your long setback is, and the ball is thrown out again. And the same play we saw a while ago to Stegall, and Stegall takes it up the sideline. He stays on his feet. Will be a touchdown by Rusty Stegall. And we do have Rusty Stegall look like he just run over like 2 guys right there on the sideline and just able to just turn back, I guess, in a little taunting sort of way and just look at him.
Yeah, that's right there. It was pure power that time by Stegall. Almost looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, but the official was there to make the call, so I guess he had a better angle at it than I did. Either way it goes, it puts 6 more points on the board And now, Chris, I feel a little bit more safer with this lead now than I did earlier in the ball game. Cougars come out and really dominate this second half.
They are. That was a 37-yard touchdown pass from Chandler to Stegall. And Stegall, he did look like he did step out of bounds. But either way it goes, it is a touchdown. And again, Cougars go for a 2-point conversion. He just drops back and lofts it over the head. Right in there to Hamilton. So another the 2-point conversion this time worked out. I guess they went away from trying to go in for the little end around after about 4 time. It is 32-7 with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. I'm Chris Chandler, and this is Adam Gore. You're watching TV7 Bruce, TV34 Calhoun City. We're back to action, getting ready, waiting to kick off. Jordan Collins will be kicking off. I'll read a couple of the sponsors for tonight's game. You have Bucks One Stop, Buck and Lisa Langford, owners from Calhoun City, Custom Coverage Insurance, and Bruce West Motors in Calhoun City, F&S Equipment Company in Calhoun City, Pizza Palace in Bruce. Come through Monday through Saturday for the daily lunch buffet. They have the best pizza around. Fred's Pharmacy Store, Bruce, Calhoun City, Vardaman. Weeks Big Star, a proud opportunity to serve you for the past 28 years in Bruce. And Bruce Furniture Industries, a Klausner company in Bruce.
So Chris, really that time it looked like the Cougars really sort of messed herself up on the kickoff that time as North Stoneflower had a little trouble getting to it. Sort of overran the coverage that time. He was able to break up for about a 10-yard return. But either way it goes, Cougars did stop them. And North Stoneflower really where they've been taking over all night, except for the exception of one good run back.
Adam, we have been talking all night about Jeremy Smith, and again, he was down there very quick. Just, he didn't make the tackle, but he was down there very quick to, I guess, make the kick return guy just make it hurry into some kind of decision. But Jeremy Smith has done a great job for the Cougars all year. I want to commend him, and so is Rushton Seagal and Tyler Parker. They've all done a great job. They've always wanted to work hard. I guess they have a couple of losses and kind of get down on themselves a little bit, but they've all done a great job this year, and we want to commend them, and also Coach Wingate and Coach Jones. Yeah,
but all this, they're really coming together now. And as I said, if we can just get, or if Calhoun can just get a coach to really commit itself to the program here, they got a bright future in front of them. That's really been the problem, getting coaches to commit to stay for a while and build up a program. They have a coach stay for about 3, maybe 4 years, I believe, as long as they ever had. And that's when they just get started, get a solid program started. Somebody comes in, changes it up, and leaves after a year. So that's one problem the Cougars are having, is not keeping a coach to build up a program here at CA.
That tackle was made in there by Cody Gaskin and number 30. I do not have a name on number 30 right now. I do think he is a young player. But it is 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. 32-7, the Cougars lead. We'll take a break. You're watching TV 730 and TV 34, Bruce, Calhoun City. We're back to action here at Billy D. Cook Field. And if you're out and about, we'd like to go by and just thank the sponsor for sponsoring tonight's game. Pizza Bill at Pizza Palace in Bruce. Monday through Saturday, go by and enjoy the daily lunch buffet. They have the best pizza all around. You have West Motors in Calhoun City, Parker Brothers Trucking in Derma, Alexander's Full Service Station in Calhoun City. Just go by and just tell them thanks for sponsoring the Cougars football game, not only tonight, but basically all season long. Well, that was a good pass out there to the wideout, and Jordan Collins just come in and just gave him a good pop. And he's going to be a player, I guess you can say, he's going to be a fun player to watch in the next few years. He's just a ninth grader, but he played a couple of games this year with the high school team. He's going to be a fun player to watch in the next few years.
Yeah, there's a lot of good talent on the field and on the sidelines right now. They're just waiting to be developed. Of course, as you said, they can get new players coming into this program. There could be some players out there thinking they got some talent but not getting a chance to play. This would be a good place to come and just help develop a program here at the academy.
That pass in there from Rickles, incomplete, intended for Dela Housay. That pass right there, he was just, I don't know, he was wide open coming along at flat. If he could have picked the ball up, that would have been a lot of yardage, but does turn over on downs, and the Cougars will take over. Look like at the Rebels about 37-yard line. the 34, 33, 40, 34 yard line. Adam, I have trouble trying to find yardage out there, but it don't matter. I'm just trying to watch the field here.
Yeah, we'll give him credit for 34. I guess we'll say you're close enough. 33. But as you said that time the receiver just took his eyes off the ball. He had too much real estate in front of him, so he might have just got a little too overeager to pull in the catch and started running before he actually caught the ball. So that's what happened that time on that possession.
Chandler does drop back to pass. He airs it out, passing there to Brown. It will be picked off, so the first interception tonight for Chandler. Chandler comes in after throwing an interception, has a good little hit on the sideline, but he's just trying to get the ball out to Brown and just didn't have enough air under it to try to get the ball out there to him.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dudley paid for it that time. He was trying to come from behind to get that tackle, and I tell you what, great block thrown on Jeremy Brown that time, just decleating him as he put him out on the sideline. But as you said, pass interception, first interception on the night for Chandler. Chandler's having a pretty decent night. I believe he's 5 for 8 now, or maybe 5 for 9, not for sure, just an unofficial count here. But he's having a pretty good night passing.
Yeah, he's really had a mediocre season this year. He wanted to have a better season, but me and him's talked many a time. He just felt he's tried to make too many big plays and just try to, and that's really hurt himself. Just let the ball game just come to him. But Cougars do come back out on defense now. Delahousse and Lindsay in the backfield, and the pass will be coming up short to number 20, Hopper. So Rickles' pass to Hopper is incomplete. So to bring up 2nd down and 10 from about the 37-yard line this time.
I'll just remind everybody, stay tuned after this ball game. We'll be having the senior appreciation festivities. I believe they'll be inside the lobbies where it's traditionally been here at Calhoun Academy. This is senior appreciation night, and so right now it's a good way for this team to go out 32-7 with 11:06 to go here in the third quarter. Seniors having a good ball game here tonight, as the Cougars have been well in control of this ball game throughout.
It is 2nd down and 10. Rickles comes easier, quarterback for the Rebels. Delahousse and Lindsay in the backfield. Rickles dropped back, pass out in the flat over there to Delahousse, and his tackle made in there by number 10, Purple Watts, and number 24, Tyler Hollis. So the play that we saw a while ago didn't work. It worked for them that time. That is the end of the third quarter. It is 32-7. The Cougars lead over the Rebels. They're taking a break, and we're taking a break off. So I'm Chris Chandler, joined by Adam Gore, and you're watching TV 7, TV 34, Bruce, Calhoun City.
And we're back to action here from Billy D. Cook Field as North Sunflower takes over. Handoff up the middle. Good tackle that time by Purple Watts. Just ups in number 44, Lindsay. We've seen Purple Watts do that all night tonight. He might be a little guy, but he's been, and along in that would be Caleb Winfield. I believe this is going to bring out the chains to see if they did pick up the first down. Then they go ahead and give him the first down. But good job that time. Also in on the tackle was Brett Bailey. So it's first down for the Rebels. Just starting the fourth quarter. If you're joining us, our score is 32-7. Calhoun Academy in control, especially of the second half of this ball game. I'm Adam Gore, Chris Chandler, and you're watching TV7, TV 34. Bruce, be sure and go by and thank the sponsors you've seen during the commercials and we mentioned tonight for sponsoring this ball game and other local high school action.
That ball given in there to number 2, Delahousse, and he gains up like about 2 yards. Hosts the Cougars again, number 30, Bailey, number 10, Watts, and number 31, Stegall, along with Winfield again on the tackle. So the Cougars still doing it defensively with a team effort. And Adam, you said that they had a better second half, and they really controlled the ball on, I guess, really on both sides of the ball tonight. In the second half, I know the third quarter was just it was dominated totally and completely by the Cougars.
Yeah, and the Cougars right now are getting a lot of action for the young players and ninth graders that they moved up to the end of the season. Getting to see some action here in the ball game. As back to passes, North Sunflower going to air it out. Pass is incomplete. Once again, Hollis doing a good job in coverage that time, trying to break up the pass as it sailed over number 31's head. As it's going to be third down, and we're going to say a long 6 to go for North Sunflower.
Pass was thrown in incomplete, and then Hollis did a great job. I don't know if the receiver could have caught that ball, but Hollis just did a great job of just getting his hand up there in the way and trying to get in the way of the receiver.
As we said, third down and 6 to go. as Sprayberry is going to check out of the ball game. So everybody's seeing some playing time tonight for the Cougars, and that's what you like to see. You know, if you're going to have players come up and play big for you next year, you're going to have them come in and get some playing time under their belt, especially when they're young, to see how it feels.
Quarterback does drop back. Rickles does drop back and just basically just throws it straight up in the air. It will be knocked away. I tell you what, Jordan Collins is on the back, but Pepper Watts come in and just deliver the blow, just knock the ball incomplete. Adam, looks like Rickles is just dropping back and just throwing the ball straight up in the air.
Yeah, that's what he's having to do. The Cougars aren't getting quick in there, but they're getting pressure on him. He's getting nervous and having to throw the ball away. So it's going to be a 4th down and we'll say 7 to go. Long 6 for the Rebels. They call a timeout. We'll keep it here, give you another list of our sponsors by Chris.
You have Buck's One Stop, Buck and Lisa Langford owners in Calhoun City. You have Weyerhaeuser Company in Bruce. Step Saver Pharmacy, Angie Stepp and staff in Bruce. Hunters Hollow in Oxford. Pryor Funeral Home in Calhoun City. The Gold Exchange in Calhoun City. TDS Telecom Incorporated, Calhoun City. Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Calhoun City. You have Bruce Telephone Company, locally owned and operated in Bruce. You have Merchants and Farmers Bank in Bruce. Alexander's Full Service Station in Calhoun City. West Motors in Calhoun City. TDS Telecom, providing their customers with the latest in telecommunications. F&S Equipment Company in Calhoun City. Parker Brothers Trucking in Derma. Custom Coverage Insurance in Bruce. Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear in Bruce. And Bruce Furniture Industries, a Klausner company in Bruce.
Chris, this is going to wrap up this season here from Billy D. Cookfield, and we saw some good action. Got to come out just about for every home game. Well, we missed one against Central Holmes, but we did go on the road, I guess you say, to make up for that at Kemper. But we've seen a lot of action out of this team this year, and this is going to wrap it up for all private schools except for the playoffs. Neither one of these teams are making it to the playoffs, unfortunately, for the Cougars. But we have a lot of public school action left to go. I believe 2 more weeks after this to go, and we should see a lot of good ball games left in the season.
The pass is thrown out there and completed, and Pepper Watt just hold on, and a great hit in there by John Ivy. Pepper Watts holds the player up. Number 82 in there on a completion to Aaron. From Rickles to Aaron is complete for a 1st down. And Adam, that was a big hit in there by John Ivy.
Yeah, and he's always going to remember that senior appreciation night. And John Ivy really did a good job just flying in there and really taking the guy out. But as we said, we got a lot of public school action left to go. Of course, we have our Vardaman Rams. Local action has yet to lose a ball game, which is on the road tonight, I believe. I forget who they're playing. I believe it's
Walnut. I'm not for sure.
I believe that's Calhoun City's got Walnut tonight.
Yes.
I'm really not for sure. But either way it goes, almost in a way, you want to think about it, not to get the big head, but really, does it really matter who Vardaman has this year? They got the total package on offense and defense.
I don't think in the regular season they do. I look at them going at least undefeated in the regular season and see how they do in the postseason. But they really, I guess, got rid of their big games in that region in the very first half of the season. And right now, they, not to take away from any of the teams that they're going up against, but really their road is paved for an undefeated season up to the playoffs for that matter.
Yeah, I guess you could say the only ones that are really left in that division is going to be between Smithville and Hamilton, who get the spot, number 2 spot, and see if Calhoun City can pick up a 3 or 4 spot. So hopefully we'll get to see Calhoun City and Vardaman in action. Of course, as you said, really Vardaman should finish this season undefeated. Of course, Bruce struggling this year. It's a rebuilding year at Bruce, so we should be looking for a lot of success as Bruce is playing East Webster tonight. Is like a flag on the play that time. But Bruce, as we said, going through a rebuilding year, but give them time to get some of that talent. They have a lot of freshmen out there, a lot of bright spots in freshmen, just like this Cougar team.
Well, Adam, that is true just about with every team in the county this year. I know the Cougars, they're still young. They have a few seniors. They're still young. Bruce, I'm not sure, maybe one or 2 seniors. Calhoun City has 4. And really and honestly, thinking about it, Vardaman, they have a bunch of seniors, but they're still very young. You look all across their board, and they have a lot of sophomores and juniors, and even a freshman, playing a lot of minutes for them. So that'll help out. Not, this season they'll give them a lot of experience for, a couple of years down the road. So don't just necessarily, count out Vardaman after Odie's gone after this year, because they're still going to have, a lot of good players that are young going to come up and be able to step up because of the experience that they're gaining from this part of the season.
course, going back to the part of having about Vardaman having young players, they have a freshman quarterback in there doing an excellent job this year for Vardaman. A lot of people are going to say it's going to be interesting to see how well Vardaman does in the post-Odie era, I guess you can say, as Odie's done a good job his freshman year moving on up. But as for the rest of the team, as you said, they got a young team. They got Horton coming back next year to take an Odie starting role, and they'll still have all their young players and their strong defense. So it's first down and goal to go here as Sunflowers on the move, getting some pitch outs. You know, Chris, that play has really been successful for them tonight. A little pitch out real quick, and they take and just pick up some real estate, pick up about 5 that time for the Rebels.
Yeah, Lindsay and Delahousie both, they have been just pitching, just setting up in a little split formation in the backfield and just pitching both to the left and the right. Lindsay and Delahousie, and they've been picked up a lot of yardage tonight doing that. They've been able to run the ball a little successfully up the middle, but they've been using the speed of Delahousie to get outside and just break it open, using Lindsay up the middle for the passes.
And there goes quarterback keeper that time. We'll try to dive in for the touchdown. Don't know if he made it. He might have been stopped short. Looked like he sort of dove a little too early as Britt Bailey come in there, put some contact on the quarterback in the backfield, trying to trip him up. And Chris, we're going to talk a little bit more here about a little SEC action this weekend. Tennessee and Alabama, big game there against I believe it's at Tennessee. I'm really not for sure. I just saw the game in the paper, Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama coming off probably the best game they played all season, if not going to be the best game they play all season against Ole Miss. Really upset there. A lot of people are still chanting Alabama for the SEC West. Of course, you and I know one personally, but I tell you what, it's going to be difficult with the Bulldogs this year as they go down to Death Valley. And Chris, we talked about it earlier. I don't know which one's more scarier, Death Valley or Bulldogs defense has had a week rest.
That is going to be a good game. I'm ready to watch it tomorrow night. State goes down there and tries to pick up their first win in Baton Rouge since I think 1991, and the State has not played nowhere near as good as they should have. I know they've had good teams the past 3 or 4 years, and last year they had a squeaky win in Starkville against LSU, and the year before that a very good State team that won the SEC Western Division went on to play an SEC championship game. But down there at Baton Rouge, LSU come out and scored the first 41 points of the game, just really bombarded Mississippi State. But that would be a good game to watch. I'm ready to see how the defense is going to do after a week's rest from playing 2 very good nationally ranked teams in Florida and Auburn, and the great offensive powers that they have. So I'm ready to watch the defensive battle against LSU's offense.
And that one blocked that time by Britt Bailey, so the freshman coming in doing a good job that time. So Britt Bailey, I tell you what, this kid right here, he's come in and played this ball game. He's been impressive. I know already he was on 3 back-to-back tackles, and there a block extra point attempt. So good job that time by Britt Bailey. But going back to that, I'm going to be anxious to see that too myself. Hopefully State will be able to pull out the victory in Death Valley. Of course, it's always going to be hard traveling to New Orleans, or not New Orleans.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. I got my little area mixed up there. But Ole Miss has a week off. Another big game, which is going to be the tiebreaker on the paper, is the Georgia-Kentucky game. These are 2 high-powered offenses. Of course, Georgia likes to think they have a Heisman candidate in the quarterback. But I'll tell you what, with some of the way the other players are playing this year, Michael Vick, I don't know if he really does stand a chance in getting the Heisman this year.
Well, I'm going to ask you who your picks are, especially in that Tennessee-Alabama game. You and I both know, someone personally who would, bound and swear up for, Alabama. They're going to win the rest of the season out, win the SEC championship. But I don't know. I think, Tennessee, they come off a loss to Georgia before they had the bye week, right? And then they had the bye week, so I think they're going to come out looking, strong. They're 0-3 in the SEC, and a loss tomorrow night will make it go 0-4. So I think they'll come out with a little more hunger in their eyes. Philip Fulmer is going to, try to put some fire in his team and try to get them to come out and just really play football. So I don't know. I'm picking Tennessee. I think Tennessee will come in and beat Bama. I don't think it'll be by much, maybe 7 points, maybe a field goal, but I'm thinking Tennessee will win that game.
I'm saying Tennessee by 14 in that game. I believe Alabama, as I said, played their best game of the year, and it's going to be the best game of the year against Ole Miss.
Well, Adam, you and I both know that, I don't know if you watched much of that game, but what I saw of that game, Ole Miss didn't show me anything. They looked very pitiful. Miller didn't do a great job throwing the football, and of course Deuce McAllister was hurt very early on the going. But Ole Miss, they didn't really show me anything. Bama just come out going on a lot of emotion and a lot of emotional pride from themselves, especially playing at home, and just come out with a great win.
Yeah, that's always been the case for Ole Miss. It's always like a jinx against Alabama. They don't perform well against Alabama. Alabama always performs well against them. I went to the Ole Miss message board, and there's a lot of people asking for heads to roll in the offense and coaching. A lot of people saying get rid of Cutcliffe and get rid of Romero as quarterback. Of course, it's going to be hard to do that, as Romero's had good seasons for Ole Miss, but that's the way fans go. When your team's going good, you're going to be proud of them. When if something bad happens, of course, they're going to be against them.
The run in there by Stegall looked like for a gain of about 8 yards. Jordan Collins' new quarterback. A handoff given there off to the right side to Rusty Stegall. So Stegall runs it up the game like about 9. It looked like 8 yards, nearly 9 yards. So Stegall over 100-yard mark tonight. Well, Adam, what about the LSU Mississippi State game? What do you see in it?
I see LSU not doing much on offense. As I said, Mississippi State's defense, dangerous as it is already, has had a week off to rest. So, tell you what, it's going to be Death Valley versus State's defense. So I won't say State's going to come into that one, and I won't say by 21.
Adam, I don't know if you read in the paper, did you see about DeCenzo Miller, where he was hospitalized the other night? That ball was fumbled in there by Collins and picked up like number 20. Excuse me, that'll be number 31 in there for the Rebels. Picks it up and returns it for about 45 yards for a touchdown. So bring the score up 32-19, 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go. So I tell you what, it's still, any way it can go. Anything can happen right now. They're down by 13, pending the point after. So Cougars really not, I don't know. We're kind of in the driver's seat, leading 32-7, and after two quick scores, bringing the score 32-19, depending on the 2-point conversion. North Sunflower has a little momentum going right late going to the ball game.
Well, that right there is just got some young kids in there to get some playing time and the quarterback got hit as soon as he went to release the ball. Jordan Collins did, that was, and just sort of fumbled it. And a good break there for North Sunflower. They took advantage of Cougars' mistake to get back into this ball game. As you said, trailing by 13 now, so we'll probably see the starters come back into the ball game as North Sunflower's going for 2. Air it out in the corner. Pass is incomplete. 2-point conversion is no good. So with that, your score is 32-19 with 4:28 to go here in the fourth and final quarter. Senior Appreciation Night here at Billy D. Cook Field. I'm Adam Gore with Chris Chandler. You're watching W07BN, TV7 Bruce, TV34 Calhoun City. We'll be back after this.
We're back, number 24, back to kick off for North Sunflower. Another little short kick, and that ball will be knocked around, but picked up by the Cougars. Cougars start the drive with around 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. We're talking about another game in the SEC, Georgia and Kentucky. I've seen also in the paper where Lorenzen has a slight injury on his hand from practice this part of the week. But Adam, he's done a good job this year. That's been just a good story to listen to all year long. He's done a great job just stepping in the role of quarterback at Kentucky. They've had pretty good quarterbacks the past few years in Couch, and I can't think of the guy they had last year, Bonner. That's right, Bonner last year. And he's done a great job. He's a very big quarterback. I guess, 6'4", about 270. So, somebody step in to do a great job. Not necessarily playing quarterback that many times, but he's done a great job this year.
Well, the reason they brought him in, they was the long ball threat. You said they had Couch and Bonner, but they really never did have the long ball threat with them. That was Kentucky's bread and butter earlier. They go deep, and then they get you to used to going deep, and they beat you with going short passes. But I tell you what, you talking about Lorenzen. I seen the South Florida game where he where number 90 for South Florida, a big man, bigger than Lorenzen was, tried to come in for a sack, and Lorenzen just sort of ducked his head and ran towards him and knocked the defensive lineman out. I'm talking about this guy's like 300 and something pounds, so that's impressive alone for a quarterback. But he has brought back the long ball threat, and as soon as Kentucky gets used to running back that kind of offense and getting him used to the quarterback position, as you said, he's a new quarterback. He's done a good job this year at the quarterback position. But going to that game, I want to say Georgia's going to come out of that one by a win of 21 or more.
Well, they do come in that game, and Quincy Carter, they don't know if he's going to be able to play in the ball game too. Of course, reading again in the papers. I do keep, try to keep a check on the sports around the SEC because, I enjoy keeping up with the sports and the way things go. But they said Quincy Carter is kind of still aching with his shoulder. He might have a little slight tear in his shoulder. They have a freshman or a redshirt freshman coming in and may play quarterback for him, but it'll be, I guess, a day before a game time decision for Georgia. But it really doesn't matter. I see Georgia basically coming out with a win, early on. They just put the points on the board early on in the game and just, keep control of the game all game long.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against North Sunflower, so I guess you say that sort of frustration setting in this ballgame, 15-yard penalty against North Sunflower.
You have Chandler at quarterback. Chandler gives in there to Stegall and just lets Stegall breaks to the outside. And he will put it in across pay dirt instead of running the score up with 3 minutes and around 10 seconds to go. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. It'll be 38-19. Stegall does carry it across the goal line for the touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm disappointed in. We talked about it a lot in the pregame. We hadn't got a chance to see this kid from North Sunflower kick a field goal or anything. We saw him kick an extra point down here that almost went over Highway 9 over towards Big Creek. Might be out there towards your house somewhere. But, we talked about this kid had a great leg and just sort of hadn't had a chance to see him tonight. And I was hoping that he'd be able to show what we was talking about during the game.
Well, Cougars are going for the 2-point conversion. Chandler sets up and hands it. Well, we thought he handed it in there to Stegall. I did. I was watching Stegall run up through the line, but Chandler took a hit from one of the outside linebackers, so the 2-point conversion failed. It is 38-19, and while we have a little time, I will read a couple of the sponsors for tonight's game. Make sure you go by if you're out and about and tell everyone that you appreciate for the sponsors tonight's football game, and not only tonight, but for the all season in high school football. Go by and thanks Pizza Palace and Bruce Monday through Saturday for the daily buffet, the best pizza all around. And I just got bombarded by a Frisbee tonight, so I'm lucky I'm still sitting up here right now. But I'm going to keep on reeling off these things. West Motors in Calhoun City, you have Kelwood Company, Kelwood Factory Outlet, Calhoun City. You have Buck's One Stop, Buck and Lisa Langford Owners Warehouse Company, and Bruce Step Saber Pharmacy, Andy Step and staff. And Bruce, you have West Motors in Calhoun City and Alexander's Full Service Station in Calhoun City. Well, Adam, I guess it goes for both of us this year. You got attacked one time, and I did get hit this time, so I guess it'll be okay. It's all for the fun and sport of it. Jordan Collins in with a kick and be run down. Picked up by number 2, Delahousie, and he just takes it outside and then was able to be brought down by a host of Cougars.
I'll tell you what, Chris, better you than me. As you said, I've been bombarded by, I guess you can say, touchdown trophy frenzies for the crowd as they still flying around here. That's making me nervous. As you said, you had hit one time tonight and had the camera taken out here, got hit by a football in Bruce. Vardaman, Collins City, if I'm there, I haven't been hit there yet, so y'all welcome to try. I guess that can be sort of a new little thing here at the TV station, try to take out Adam while running the camera from the cheerleaders.
Well, it does bring up first down and 10 from about the 38-yard line. Excuse me, about the 34-yard line for North Sunflower Rebels. Do have Rickles in a quick pitch out there to Delahousie, and he is tackled in there like number 30, Britt Bailey. So Britt Bailey is getting his name called a lot of times. That is 5 tackles on the night. He's doing a great job of just getting in there and just playing a good job out there at the outside linebacker position. Only being a freshman, but right now at this point of the season, he's played junior high all year long, and he's not a small kid, and it really doesn't make any difference. He's a high schooler. He should be out here playing. Junior high season's over, and he's out here getting his experience and getting his chops in right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, and along with those 5 tackles, he's also had a block point after attempt. I tell you what, that's pretty impressive there also. So the freshman getting in a lot of defensive play here. So he's doing a good job for this Cougar team, coming here standing up pretty strong in the fourth quarter.
Well, it does bring up second down and about 11 yards to go. Pitch out there like number 31, and then he is taken down by Pepper Watts and number 23, Jeremy Smith. So again, we have Jeremy Smith in there on a tackle, and also Pepper Watts. They've done a great job defensively tonight for the Cougars.
Yeah, I tell you what, we said his name all night tonight, Jeremy Smith. And I tell you what, we named him our defensive player one time of the game. I guess we can name him again. So he's going to be our defensive player of the game. We have to come up with an overall player of the game. It's really going to be a tough call tonight. You have a lot of good players out there performing for the Cougars.
Well, Steakhouse had a great job of running the football tonight. And then also, I mean, you look at Jeremy Smith. Jeremy Smith has done a great job all season long on the defensive end. On the defensive line for the Cougars being small, but just real fiery and quick and strong. He's done a great job and probably continue to do a great job next season. Rickles is back to pass, and the pass completed there. Number 25, Chandler, number 81, Brown in on the tackle. So still another good defensive job in there by the Cougars tonight. We have 31 seconds to go and 30 seconds to go in the ball game. And Adam, I've enjoyed working alongside you this year, this season, doing the Cougar football games, and appreciate the opportunity, to get up here and I guess run my mouth and talk to everybody, and I've enjoyed myself, and I want to commend Coach Wingate and Coach Jones and Coach Grady out there on the football field, and just and enjoyed watching Calhoun Academy football. That ball will be picked off in there by Brown, and that will end your ball game. Brown is a little shaken up, but he will get up and run it off on the sideline. We know he's a very tough competitor. But Adam, that is your final score. It is 38-19. Calhoun Academy Cougars win it over the North Sunflower Rebels.
Well, Chris, going back, I also like to thank you this year for coming out and helping me with Academy action. It's really been me and you at the Academy. We finally got the headsets. We've even scrapped up equipment to come up here to Calhoun Academy. So you've done a good job here this first year here. Hopefully we'll be able to come back next season and do some Academy games. So you've done a good job this year with me, and I appreciate it. And appreciate all of our sponsors. Be sure and go out and thank them for sponsoring your ball game. As you say, the final score is 38-19 here from Senior Appreciation tonight at Billy D. Cook Field. And we'll be back with the festivities inside after this. Hopefully we get some more action.
I've enjoyed this year. This was the first time with a group of seniors that I've been the head coach that I'm not going to be around next year. As a coach, I get real close to these young men, and you always hear that. I remember my coach was always telling me that you're like a son to me, and that's the way I get to these young men. I wish they could play every year for as long as I coach. And like I told them, we have to use this as a game of life. Whenever they leave from here, they're going to go out and face obstacles that's just as tough on the football field and even tougher. And they've got to use that. I hope that what I've taught them this year, not only football, but in life, will help them. And I appreciate y'all allowing me to come in here and do that. And I'm going to continue to work hard. And with your support, and still those young kids coming up, the football program, and the ones we have left, I think Calhoun Academy has a lot to look up to, and a bright future ahead. Now, future. But I want to thank you again, and I thank these young men and women for coming out there, because we've got to have them to, some of them that we look at now, but these are our future leaders in this area and in the world. So I want them to continue on and work hard, and don't let anybody tell you something you can't do, because it's up to you to make that decision on what you can and what you want to do in life. So I thank you for allowing me to do that and come into your life for a brief time. Thank you.
The boys have something they need to present. So much for the speech, Joe.
Now we got line up. Jones, I got you over here. All right. Give me a look. Now we line up.
Look at that, Corey. Ready this year.
Thank you, man. Enjoyed the first group. Appreciate it.
Hold that thing up. You better hope it don't blow up. Oh, man, look at that.
Man,
Randy Ferguson, all work and dedication. Wow, isn't that nice? Congratulations, Coach.
good work.
I guarantee you.
Okay, on behalf of the boosters, we want to present them with a gift and names for all the hard work of the kids. Jenny Arrington, Josh,
You know,
this lady does a lot. She helps the booster club a whole lot more than she realizes. She sits in that office in yonder and collects dues, and she sells flags, and she makes t-shirts, and does a whole lot. And we just want to tell her how much we appreciate it. I cried all afternoon.
Thank you.
Here, give me your attention just a second. I want to say to these young people here, you know,
Yes, I appreciate that.
one thing in life, the next big step is to get out. It's a cruel world right now. I know that through your sports and your activities here at school, you'll certainly be able to challenge anything that might come before you. I'd have to sit down and think about it a while, but I certainly think that you can do that. And on behalf of the board, faculty, and myself, I appreciate you. You're great. You do a good job. You know, sometimes you do things that I don't like, and I know I do things that you don't like. That's just part of the game, people. And I want you to get out of here. I know Coach feels the same way I do. The closest thing, the telephone, the next thing you come to see, we'll help you in any way we can. I want to come in on the two coaches here. I'm going to ask you parents. You can't have anything until you support them 100%. I got two young coaches right here. One of them is Ira. I know. I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to go. Coach Wingate, he drives that. You know, he done got that green vehicle. That's school color. We got one now. We got one that's got this all-brand yellow. He's done got name. That's it, coach from Calhoun Academy when he goes down the road. But really, Coach and I was going to Greenwood the other night. We were at the top of the hill going out to Grenada, going out to view car sales thing over there, and all of a sudden he said, look out there. I'm there about that time, we need to check it out. We had everybody stopped on the highway, and we was looking at two big deer standing out there.
It's a needed judge.
But I do want to say this. There's a thing. I'm asking you, we've got, I think, two great men right there that I like the things that they do. They're strong disciplinarians. You know, I just believe in what they do, and I think if you get behind them and support them 100%, have them out, they'll do Calhoun Academy a great job, and I think they'll stay here. That's the thing that always happens is somebody comes in and buys them out from their people. And you know, we are limited as far as salaries and all. But I think if you support these young men right here and give them an all-out effort, they do Calhoun Academy a great job for 7 years. And I just want to say to them, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what Mr. Grady does. For a man to be 70-some years old, he does a great job, gets around out there and enjoying it. And I just, on board, dad, and mama, dad, and Calhoun Academy, coaches, I appreciate it. Coach Jones, you want to make a speech?
No, you said everything I was going to say.
That's how